Ever wondered how many sandwiches it would take to power a submarine? Well, hold on to your buns. We're about to dive deep into the world of nuclear-powered submarines. Picture this: a leviathan of steel, gliding silently through the deep blue, powered not by a mountain of ham and cheese, but by a chunk of uranium roughly the size of a sugar cube. Intriguing, isn't it? So buckle up, or should we say, batten down the hatches, as we embark on this subaquatic journey. Scene script. Imagine a sandwich. A really, really big sandwich. Now imagine that sandwich is stuffed with the power of the sun. That's your nuclear reactor. You're probably thinking, what on earth does a sandwich have to do with nuclear power? Well, let me explain. The sandwich is our nuclear reactor, and the ingredients that go into it are what make it so powerful. The bread is our containment structure, designed to keep everything inside safe and secure. Now the filling, that's where the magic happens. Imagine the filling as a cluster of uranium atoms. When these uranium atoms are hit by a neutron, they split into two smaller atoms and release a considerable amount of energy. This process, known as nuclear fission, is the secret source that powers our subaquatic steed. Now, the trick to a great sandwich or a nuclear reactor is keeping everything under control. In a reactor, control rods absorb the excess neutrons, ensuring that the reaction doesn't get too hot and heavy. It's like adding just the right amount of mustard to your sandwich. Not too little that it's bland, but not too much that it overpowers everything else. And here's the cherry on top of our atomic sandwich. The heat generated from the nuclear fission is used to produce steam, which then drives a turbine connected to the submarine's propellers. This entire process is self-sustaining, producing a nearly unlimited power supply, allowing our submarine to stay submerged for extended periods and cruise the ocean's depths without a hiccup. Imagine that. A submarine powered by the same process that fuels the sun, all wrapped up in a neat sandwich analogy. It's a marvel of human ingenuity, transforming a destructive force into a source of sustainable energy, all in the belly of a metal beast cruising beneath the waves. So, the next time you're chowing down on a sandwich, just remember, you're not just eating lunch, you're harnessing the power of the sun. Now that we've got our atomic sandwich, let's put it to work in our submarine, shall we? Enter the world of nuclear submarines, a reality that sounds more like a page from a science fiction novel. These underwater behemoths leverage the power of nuclear energy to live their lives beneath the waves, far from the prying eyes of the world above. So, how does nuclear power fit into the submarine equation? Well, it's all about the energy. Traditional submarines run on diesel engines, which are great for cruising on the surface, but when they want to take a dip, they switch to battery power. And as we all know, batteries eventually run out. That's when our atomic sandwich steps in. Nuclear power doesn't need oxygen to function, unlike its diesel counterpart. This means a nuclear submarine can stay submerged for as long as its supplies and the sanity of its crew allow. In theory, it could remain underwater for an astounding 25 years, the typical lifespan of a nuclear reactor. That's a lot of time to play hide and seek in the ocean depths. And there's more. Nuclear submarines don't need to refuel. Imagine going on a road trip and never having to stop for gas. That's the reality for nuclear submarines. They can travel over 500,000 miles on a single fuel load. That's equivalent to 20 trips around the globe without stopping for a refill. But wait, there's a cherry on top. Nuclear power provides an abundance of electricity. This means the submarine can support sophisticated onboard systems like advanced sonar, electronic warfare suites, and even a few creature comforts for the crew. So, in essence, nuclear power turns a submarine from a simple underwater vessel into an autonomous underwater city, capable of sustaining life and carrying out complex missions for months or even years without surfacing. So, thanks to our nuclear-powered sandwich, our submarine can stay underwater longer than a fish with a serious social anxiety disorder. So what have we learned from our deep dive into nuclear-powered submarines? We've grasped the concept of nuclear power, a force so monumental it can keep these underwater behemoths running for decades without refueling. We've explored its fascinating application in submarines, transforming them into silent, swift predators of the deep. And we've discovered the remarkable advantages of nuclear-powered submarines, from their astonishing endurance to their unparalleled stealth. And remember, next time someone asks you about nuclear power, just tell them it's all about the sandwich.